What's up, guys? So today, trying out these Pop-Tarts. These are pumpkin pie Pop-Tarts, limited edition. I believe these are a Target exclusive. I was at Target with my wife yesterday and saw these on the shelf, had to try them. I'm one of those people, like, all right, there's two types of people in this world. People who love pumpkin spice season and people who absolutely despise it. I think that you're either one or the other. I don't think anyone goes, oh yeah, pumpkin spice stuff, you know, take it or leave it. No, people either like, this is absolutely ridiculous and it needs to stop immediately, or people just get really excited about it. I happen to be one of the people that get really excited about it, all right? So I have no shame. I love pumpkin spice season. However, I will say that just like everything else, sometimes too much of a good thing is a bad thing. They definitely start this crap way too early. I'll say that. What makes things special is that it's actually limited, you know. So when fall comes, having some pumpkin spice, you know, limited edition things, that's cool. I get it. I like it. I really enjoy it. But it's still summer. All right, come on, people. So, you know, like all these different chains and stuff, but the pumpkin spice and everything right now, you're a little early. You know, it's a little annoying, have to say. But I'm still a sucker for it. I still love trying it. So I wanted to try this. I figured I'd try it on camera here. Christina had this yesterday. You can see it is open. There is a pack missing. Told her not to tell me anything though, because I want it to be a surprise. And like I said, I want to try it for you guys. So yeah, pumpkin pie, basically flavored Pop-Tarts. Nothing extra going on there. I'm assuming what it would taste like, but we're going to find out for sure in a minute here. So, first things first. I have to try one toasted, obviously. That's how you're supposed to eat these things, but so many people don't. So many people just eat these right out of the pack, all right? So we're also gonna try it as is, cold, all right? So first off, the appearance is that of a Pop-Tart. I don't know what else you expect, just a little bit of frosting on there. And as we know, with all Pop-Tarts, doesn't matter the flavor. We have basically like a third of it is just dry dough, basically, all right? So all this stuff, all the crust that's on the outside, this is not really Pop-Tart. This is just like extra crap. All right. So obviously you would normally eat all of this, but this is what we're actually looking at. The filling part of it, right? So you can actually taste what it's supposed to be. So first I'm going to try this as is, and then we're going to toast one and see if it changes anything. All right. So first off, let me smell it. Oh yeah. That smells just like a can of pumpkin. I'm not really smelling like the seasoning, you know, the spice part of pumpkin spice. Now, you know, granted, this is called pumpkin pie, not pumpkin spice, but pumpkin pie has pumpkin spice in it, doesn't it? You know, the usual suspects like cinnamon and nutmeg. I don't smell that. I just smell like, it not only smells, but also looks just like as if it was like a can of pumpkin. All right. But here we go. Go ahead and take a bite of this. Let me zoom back out. Cheers. All right. Well, I have to say, I am pleasantly surprised. That is really good. It really tastes like pumpkin pie. Although, you know, obviously pumpkin pie doesn't have like a thin layer of frosting on it. But that really doesn't taste like frosting. It just kind of adds a little sweetness to it. So I suppose if you had pumpkin pie with a little whipped cream on top, it'd be very similar. But yeah, that's really good. I'm gonna go ahead and toast one and see the difference here. I can tell you, even though it just smelled like pumpkin, it does actually taste like pumpkin pie filling. It has all the right spices, all the right flavors there. It's sweet, but it's not like totally overdone. So huge thumb up. Just like cold out of the package. I know so many people do this. They just breakfast real quick, and I got time, toast this thing up, rip it open and just munch down. If you do that, first of all, we all know that feeling. Now you have a mouthful of like dough because all that extra crust and crap is all just mush in your mouth. But you know, if it's a quick breakfast and you're on the way to work or school or whatever, it is what it is. All right, so I managed to not burn it, which is a miracle. That's pretty much like, I don't know, a 50-50. When you make a Pop-Tart, it comes out black or comes out pretty good looking. So yeah, now this is nice and hot. Golden crispy. Is it going to mimic a fresh hot pumpkin pie? I don't know. Well, actually, I guess to be fair, I am going to try a bite with all the extra crap on the end. So let's start there. And this is kind of hot, so I'll probably burn my mouth, which is also part of the Pop-Tart experience, I have to say. All right, here we go. Going in. Oh yeah, that's hot. That's really hot. All right, so yeah, I can barely taste the filling. All I have to say, the outside, if you do eat that, it's definitely better hot as opposed to cold out of the package. All right, so let's get a nice bite right down the middle here. Once you take all the outside off, it's not that big anymore, is it? All right, so let's try a little bit of this actually nice and hot. All right, I do have to say that is quite delicious. I mean, if you made a pumpkin pie 1/4 of an inch tall, yeah, that's what it would taste like. They did a really good job with the filling. It's not too sweet, which is nice. Obviously, all the crust here is definitely better when it's cooked. It's a little crispy, has less of an uncooked dough flavor, you know what I mean? And it is more like pie crust-esque, I should say. So they really did a good job. I really would recommend this if you're into pumpkin pie stuff, pumpkin spice, all that goodness. It is getting close to that time of the year, even though it's not really that time of the year yet. A lot of kids went back to school, but it doesn't necessarily mean summer is actually over yet. But anyway, I really do like it. I enjoy it quite a bit. I haven't had a Pop-Tart in years. I've been through everything growing up, like as far as breakfast options. I grew up in Jersey, so Taylor ham, egg and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup. That's what it is. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're not from Jersey. Or maybe you're from South Jersey and you say it wrong and call it pork roll. Wink, wink. That's an inside Jersey joke, I suppose. But anyway, you know, I've had Taylor ham sandwiches. I've had just eggs and bacon, eggs and sausage. I've had French toast. I've had all the processed stuff, you know what I mean? Pop-Tarts, Eggo waffles, you know, frozen pancakes. I mean, you name it, I've been through the ringer. All the normal kids breakfast stuff. Like I used to like toaster strudels. Those things are horrible for you. Absolute just little sugar bombs. You know what I mean? And then on top of it, you put on like extra like icing. Come on. Only Americans have icing for breakfast or cake. All these years later, nothing beats my mom's breakfast. That's just how it is. If I go visit my mother and father and, you know, Christina and I sleep over, we wake up, my mom's got coffee going, she's got breakfast orders, she's taking it like she works a diner. And she makes the most wonderful breakfast. It doesn't matter what we ask for. She's got it, and she cooks it perfectly. So that is a very spoiled breakfast. But more times than not, I don't really have much of a breakfast. You know, and again, I have like phases of things. You know, maybe for a while I'll have like a piece of toast with a little cream cheese on it. And then that kind of gets boring. And then I'll switch over to having maybe fruit for breakfast. And I'll switch over, maybe a little oatmeal. But I don't like to eat a lot of food when I wake up. Just, you know, I'm just not hungry when I wake up in the morning. I happen to love breakfast items, and I am a huge fan of like breakfast for dinner or having a late breakfast and calling it lunch. You know, I do that on occasion. But yeah, first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is just try to wake up. I don't want to have any food normally. But I guess if, you know, you have to go with a Pop-Tart, there's so many different flavors out there. The go-to when I was growing up was always the brown sugar, cinnamon, I guess is what it is. And yeah, there's been plenty of times where I just ate them cold right out of the pack, you know, on the way to school or something like that, or the way to the bus stop. A little bit of a walk down a real big hill. You know, people like dad say that's like a dad thing or a grandpa thing, you know. Man, when I was a kid, I walked uphill both ways to school. Yeah, well, I mean, some people had a rough walk and they actually walked to school, right? I actually had a pretty rough walk to the bus stop. It was probably a half a mile and it was straight up a hill. So when I was going to the bus, I had to run down the hill because half the time I was late. So I'd be like, I'd have to walk down the street, probably, I don't know, 600-700 feet or something like that. And then I took a turn and it was the top of the hill. But sometimes I get to the top of the hill and I'd see the bus at the bottom of the hill and I would literally have to run. All right. And it was so steep, I would be booking. I don't know. I'm like, you know, almost up to cheetah speeds there. Probably not cheetah speeds, but I was definitely, definitely running. And I had a nice bus driver. So if they saw me running, they'd wait for me. And it was super embarrassing. And I'd, you know, get on the bus, sit in my seat, I'd be huffing and puffing. But yeah, in other words, I would have stuff like this, you know, back then. But it's been a long time. It was a nice little treat. I'm not going to get back into eating Pop-Tarts for breakfast, though. Not really a healthy option. So there you go. If you like Pop-Tarts, like pumpkin pie, obviously it makes sense. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this is only a Target exclusive. Let me know if you've seen this other places. Not everyone shops at Target. But it's good. I do like it. If you want something different and you have to be a Pop-Tart fan, you might want to look into this one. Off the top of my head, I don't know why it's popped in my head, but I was just thinking of like a very, very sad Thanksgiving dinner. One of those frozen Thanksgiving dinners like from Swanson or what are the other brands? Banquet, you know, all the frozen meal things. I'm just picturing just like someone lonely, and they're like, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna have a Swanson Thanksgiving. And you got your frozen dried turkey and your little sprinkling of stuffing, you know, and your super watery little vegetable pile there. This would make a pretty sweet dessert for that meal. But anyway, that is it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a fantastic day. Hopefully this Thanksgiving, if you do celebrate it, you'll celebrate it with a nice meal with family and friends. And I don't know why we're talking about Thanksgiving, but eventually it'll be here. You know what I'm saying? So it's always right around the corner. But yeah, that's it. Pop-Tarts, pumpkin pie flavored. Thumbs up from me. I like it, but seriously, come on. So much waste. I will have a quick rant here. I don't like eating processed food, but I'm an American. It happens. I eat processed food occasionally. And my huge gripe is any processed food out there never, ever has enough filling. I would be more than happy to pay twice the price if it actually had filling. Like this Pop-Tart, it's okay, but give me twice the filling. Make it like that fat. Put actual pumpkin in there. Do you know what I'm saying? Make it so that when I bite the edge and I have all this dry crap, that it's mixed with actual filling. They can go for anything. You can go for like Hot Pockets or any of those things where there's filling in it. It's always crust or dough and there's no filling. Why? I know it has to be cheap. I get the whole idea behind it. It's very affordable and it's easy to make and all that stuff, but just come on. Put some filling in there, right? Stop being so cheap. If you gotta jack the price up, jack the price up. People will pay more if it actually tastes good. And more times than not, it doesn't taste good because there's no filling. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.